In the name of Allah, most compassionate, most merciful. Welcome to our channel Learn with Mega. In this video, I'm going to discuss another element of fiction. It is the setting. When I say the setting, it means the time and the location of the story. Where did the story take place and when does it take place? And as I said in another video, earlier video, that all elements of fiction should not be taken for granted. And most of the time they are revealing and they contribute to the meaning of the writer. Right? So, of course, sometimes the setting, as far as the setting is concerned, for example, the description of place, we have to see if it is revealing or not, because sometimes the description of the setting is just a kind of decor in order to construct the narrative, no more. But sometimes the description, for example, of the place is very connected to the character, to the character's mood or character's personality, or more than that, it is very connected to the message the writer would like to convey. Therefore, it is important to consider the setting also as an important element that should be interpreted. Okay? So, if we read now, setting, it is the time and location of a story. For some stories, the setting is very important, while for others it is not. Okay? When examining how setting contributes to a story, there are multiple aspects to consider. So, if we talk now about the place, right? It can be any geographical location. It can be a garden, a factory, a restaurant, a boat, the sea, a room, a classroom, uh, any place, right? The road, the market, the shop, museum, all. So here where the action takes place, where the story, it is where the story takes place, simply. And if we talk about time, the second element of the setting, time, yes, it explains itself. So it can be a historical period, it can talk about a time in the day, or a time in the year, or a time in a month. So it is when the story takes place. So within the time, sometimes there is what we call time shift. Here, the time shift, it refers to flashbacks and foreshadows, and where the flashbacks always breaks the chronological order of the narrative. So in flashback, here we go back to past events in the life of the characters, and it is done, and most of the time it is done by the writer for purpose, to clarify some aspects or to understand the present situation of the characters, or to understand the motivations of the characters' present actions, for example. So most of the time we should not take flashback for granted. The same thing for foreshadow. Foreshadow is when the author puts hints or clues for the reader which indicate the future direction of the events. And foreshadow can be kind of objects, can be uh, even the music. The music, the change in the tone of the music also is revealing and can foreshadow the future direction of the events. Now, how is a time shift is important? It avoids presenting life as one thing after one another. Sometimes it's just to break the boredom, to break the monotony of reading a literary work. It allows us to make connections of causality and irony between widely separated parts. So it makes us understand, as I have explained earlier, present situation, present events, and may change our interpretation of something which happened much later in the chronology of the story. Yeah, as I said, we understand present events through going to the past, to past events. Now, how is this time shift manifested? Well, sometimes most of the time, in the memory of the character, as in his speech or in his internal mind. Okay, so the operation of memory, as in the speech of a character's stream of consciousness. So it can be internal speech or uh, external speech. Manifestation of time shift can be seen also directly, where the author goes backward to past events or to the future. Weather condition also informs me about the time, right, of the story. Uh, if the weather is rainy, is cold, is sunny, is stormy, etc. The social condition also has got connection with the how to say it, with the place, with a particular place and particular time. So, what is the daily life of the characters like? Does the story contain local color? That means writing that focuses on the speech, dialect. The dress also, the dress reflects a particular region, right? Mannerisms, the customs, etc. of a particular place. Now, we go to the last phase, is how you write about setting. Okay? We write about the setting when we see it revealing. That is, it gives information about character, event, or period of time. Of course, we do not write or produce a paragraph about a setting which we cannot interpret, which cannot go beyond its description. Of course. So, therefore, my paragraph, or if possible, my essay, has to include the following points. So, first, of course, we determine the setting in relation to the story. We discuss how this the setting is described, means whether it is time or whether it is place, and we look for what are the points of focus of the writer, okay, in describing the setting or describing the time. Then explain what meanings does setting convey in relation to character or events, because this most not most of the time, but in some narratives we see the description of the setting is very connected to the character, to the state of mind of character, to the personality of a particular character. And of course, and which is very important, you have to support your ideas with extracts from the story. It means you have to quote or you paraphrase from the story each time. In each point you have to support your ideas with extract from the text, or you paraphrase. So that's all for the setting, and see you in the next video with another element of fiction. Thank you.